just doing something mundane that's not of interest. Fear of job stability would allow people to disengage because the fear, anytime you have fear, you're going to lock somebody's brain up. They can't talk, they can't say, they're just going to do only what it takes to keep the job and to maintain it. Personal struggles at home, of course, it could be bankruptcies or divorces or challenges will have somebody disengage. And then organization culture, here's where fear comes in. If you guys worked before at all in a company where fear was a driving factor, you guys probably know what I mean by fear. What do I mean by fear? Tell me from your experience. When I say the culture has fear in it, what am I referring to? The meetings will continue. Okay, the meetings will continue until morale improves, right? It's a high morale, right? What else? What else is a sign of fear? Another sign of fear.
Unwillingness to take risks.
Exactly. Don't take a risk, because if you make a mistake, and I'm talking about any mistake, it doesn't matter how many successes you've just delivered lately, but you make that one big mistake, we have no tolerance for it. And your boss's boss, and your boss is, what was that movie? Office Space, right? Did you get the TPS report, right? 3 or 4 different levels of bosses are there to tell you about the mistake that you made. So, fear, because zero tolerance for failure, right? Especially from the boss. Don't make mistakes, don't ask questions. Do you ever get this one? Look, don't really try to understand what it is that I'm telling you to do. Don't ask a lot of questions, just go ahead and do it. We will succeed if you just do as I tell you to do. That's the culture. Frequent change. Change is not a bad thing, but some people disengage because they get very uncomfortable with too much change. And too much change kind of makes them feel like things are being moved from underneath them, like the floor is moving and I don't even know my role anymore, and I just don't get it. What are we trying to do? I call it change with no vision and no communication. Change is happening. And it probably has a great vision, and it has a wonderful reason, but nobody's communicating it, and people have not bought into it, they don't understand it, so they're disengaging because of it. All right, all of this basically is going to cost you money. What's going to happen, I asked CIO of the company that I'm going to be doing this workshop for, the servant leadership today, and I said, what's your business driver for this class? Why are you trying to do this? And she said, from a bottom line perspective, we know that command and control basically reverts it back to form. All the decisions that are made in a command and control fashion, sooner or later, have to be readdressed if people have not bought into it. So maybe it won't be now. Maybe everybody will go with the new tool that you want or this decision. But people don't support it for too long. 1 year later, 6 months later, 3 months later, you find yourself coming back again and rediscussing and reopening and maybe redoing the same exact discussion that you've done before, that you've had before. Because people really didn't buy in. It was more of a, just do as I say, right? The other reason, so it's revisited over and over again, it causes a lot of churn and waste. And it's actually really visible waste and churn. Some tools that are purchased are never used. Have you guys had that? Somebody comes top down and says, use this tool. You have no clue what it's about. You've not bought into it. They never ask the actual users what this tool, and let me get some feedback. And so, of course, you're going to say yes, because it's mandated. But a year from now, if we check to see actual usage of the tool, it's really down or it's non-existent. And so from an ROI perspective, the tool is a waste. Does that make sense? You guys kind of know here what I'm talking about. And of course, damage to the company culture. And this is what a lot of command and control leaders don't realize what they're doing. You are damaging the company culture. Because now the company will be known. When somebody says, how is it like to work at blah? The answer will be, or good luck, right? Or, better you than me, because the culture has been damaged. Do you know what it takes to build culture? Your leadership team, their characteristics and their vision, the processes that the company has, how good, how bad, how lean, how effective, how efficient, and then the people of the company, right? All these 3 ingredients together, the people, the processes, and the leadership, make up what the culture is. So I could say inviting, fun, simple, we're reactive, we're proactive, whatever that is really summarizing all these 2 different things. Do you have some post-it notes on your table? Possibly like a marker? If we could just have one person at the table really quickly for just the next following question. I loved working for. Who did you feel this way about? If you didn't, so sorry. Has there ever been a leader, has there ever been somebody that you would have loved to work for, that you heard about, or you actually have worked for? And if there was, how would you describe that person? Everybody just maybe share one thought and have one person sign up to be the scribe, and just write me down just a couple of notes. Just 3-minute exercise. Get started now.